a story that my mom...
James, he's not even on you yet.
Okay, everybody started talking. Okay. This is the story that my mom read to me almost every single night when I was a kid before I went to bed. It's called I'll Love You Forever. A mother goes into her newborn baby's room, picks him up, and rocks him back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. And as she rocks him back and forth, she sings, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And then this boy grew up, he grew, and he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was a little toddler. And he would run around the house and he'd throw stuff off the shelf and he'd take everything and he'd flush his mom's watch down the toilet and everything he could possibly do to tear the house apart, he would do it. And sometimes she'd be like, oh my gosh, you're driving me crazy. And the little boy, he didn't understand it. He just was having fun. But still, at nighttime, she'd go in the little baby boy's room. She'd crawl on the ground, look up over the bed. And if he was really asleep, she'd pick him up and rock him back and forth and sing, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that little toddler grew up, and at this age, he's 9 years old, and he's starting to act crazy. He doesn't want to come in for dinner. Every time his grandmother's over, he's always cussing and he's saying bad words. But every night, without fail, his mom crawls in his room, looks over the bed, and if he's really, really asleep, I'm not talking about if he's faking asleep, but if he's really asleep, she'll pick him up, she'll rock him back and forth, and sing, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that 9-year-old, he grew up to be a teenager. And he had weird friends and wore the weirdest clothes. Listened to the craziest music. And his mom would sometimes be like, man, I live in a zoo. But the teenager, every time he'd go to sleep, the mom would crawl in the bedroom, look over the bed, and if he was really asleep, she'd pick him up, rock him back and forth, and sing, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, this teenager grew up to be an adult. He moved out, got his own house across town. But on those dark, dark nights, when his mom was really, really missing him, she'd drive all the way across town. She'd grab her ladder, put it up on the window, climb in the window, look over the bed, and if he was really, really asleep, she'd pick him up and sing, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, one day, that adult got a call from his mom, and she said, You better come see me. I'm getting real sick and I'm real old. You should come by and see me. It may be the last few months, the doctor said. Well, he goes over and he sees his mom, and when he walks in the door, she starts to say, I love you forever. And she couldn't finish it. She was too old. She couldn't finish the song. And he went over and he picked her up and he rocked her back and forth, and he sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be. And when he got done visiting with her, he went home and he walked up to the top of the stairs, and he stood at the top of the stairs thinking for a while, and he thought about all the times his mom came into his room and when she thought he was really, really asleep, and he faked it a few times, and he knew what she was doing. And he walks into the room right at the top of the stairs, and he goes over to the cradle, and he picks up his baby daughter and sings, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And that's the end of the story. The moral of the story is your kids are always watching you. And please, 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 if you have a kid, don't go to his house when he's an adult and sneak in the window to just pick him up and sing, "I'll love you forever."